We are here with Giselle, and Giselle does readings with stones. So, Giselle, can you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. The stones are used as a tool for divination, which means to bring information or guidance for the person who's coming to seek it. I use the red rocks because the stones have been on the earth since the beginning of time, so they hold the wisdom of the earth, they hold the earth energy, which is what I feel is lacking in a lot of the world these days. It's that disconnection with the earth. So this is that you're literally holding that in your hand. And then you connect to the stones with your life force, which is your breath. Okay. So you hold the stones and you take a breath. You think of whatever you want guidance on. If you have a specific question, or you can go big, you can say, just let whatever I'm supposed to receive come through in this moment. And usually, no matter what you do, that's what happens anyway. Okay. So you don't have to do I have the right question or whatever. It's just your life force. It's all in there, and you connect to the stones. And then this is a map. So it's kind of like the universe. We have the stones representing the 4 directions. And then as we play here in this realm, we're actually stepping out of time and space. We're in sacred space, which means we have the past and the present, and it's all present in this moment right now. So when we shift things in the stones, you're actually shifting also the past and the future. Because we do have the possibility to do this with the stone. So let's say the way I do this, and by the way, I just want to share that this is a very ancient indigenous tool that's been used, by the shamans in the mountains. They use this for guidance, like we use it nowadays. So what I've done is taken this ancient form of divination and just adapted it in a way that is accessible and fun and appropriate for our time and place that we are living in, yet continuing to hold the authenticity and the integrity that is part of this way of consulting. Okay. So you have 3 throws. The first throw would be the obstacle. Oh, sorry. The first throw is the situation. Okay. And usually this is very key part of it because a lot of things come up and are shown. So it's just presents constellation, and then this is interpretable. Then the second throw is the obstacles. And since we're here at Sacred Space, we're working at the energetic. You can shift things with the stones, like the obstacles, you can shift them, and if you continue to hold that vibration, by that I mean like your intention and your connection remains from what you've received here as you go on with your life after this, those shifts will show up in your life. They will show up internally and externally. So it's not a logical thing that makes sense. It's not like, oh, this stone needs to move here, and I move that obstacle, and now I understand what I have to do, and that makes sense. It's just a feeling, because it's all energy, and this is where the mind needs to be like a little child, saying, you're going to get your cookie in a minute, just please be quiet, and then it allows you to really enter into your core, your essence. And this energy it's all energy. So when you're in this place, you can literally feel that something is shifting, and you just your divine self, your human self, the whole thing knows that feels good. Yeah. That doesn't feel good, and there's no logic to it. Why would this feel good and this not? So people who allow themselves to go in this place that the mind can't really grasp or even accept in some cases, they're really surprised about the effect of this. Right. And then the last throw, I kind of use it as the icing on the cake. It's kind of an outcome. And usually it's just a little bit of fun, It's not like, sometimes it can be that something else new comes up, but most of the time it's the first 2 throws are really where the work is done, where the communication, where the guidance, where the transformation occurs. And the last one is like, like you're on this path going like this, you come here, you're open, you're willing, the fact that you show up is already
Right.
showing that. You allow. So your life is going like this, and this might mean an abusive relationship, a low-paying job, blah, blah, blah. And just with enough presence and allowance and receiving, you can shift that, and all of a sudden you're on this path. And this is, I don't know, I'll leave that for your... I was thinking my own thing. I'm like, maybe that's not appropriate. So it's just, but yeah, so
A lot of times people read into this too much. They want to know how and why this is going to happen. And it's kind of like, just let it go. It doesn't matter. Just go with it.
yeah,
Don't think about it.
right. Don't think about it is a key word. But that's really hard to do. But I have to say something that is very appropriate here. The place I'm at now, and the way that this is the first time I've done stone readings since a lot has shifted in my own life.
Okay.
It's totally changed. Okay? And I want to share what that is, or why that is. I realized that this is a tool.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so focused on this tool and the structure of this tool that I didn't allow myself to be fully present with the moment, with whoever showed up, to really see this person, like really see. For two reasons. First of all, I didn't know what I was looking for, what I was seeing, because I wasn't able to see myself.
Right.
And I was distracted by, okay, what are the stones saying? Is this really true? So now, I totally let this go.
Exactly.
I don't even use the stones. However, for somebody to show up and for me to say, I'm going to give you exactly what you need in this moment. People they're not okay with that because, first of all, it's intimidating. It's holy shit, she's going to have to see me for who I am to really know what I need. And I'm not sure I'm ready for that.
Exactly.
So they have this little facade to be okay. But if they show up in front of me, they are fully ready and willing.
Exactly.
That's why they're here.
Exactly.
So today, I haven't done any of what I just shared. People are showing up a lot, which is interesting when I just surrender to it and just to be present and to allow from being present, not from thinking, is this what she needs? No, from being present, breathing with this person, I know what to say, I know what not to say, I know to just be. And that is, then they start to mirror that, or I start to mirror them. I mean, it's an even exchange.
Exactly.
And it's like, oh, that was awesome. You know, that was really awesome. And so today people come and they say, okay, so how do we do this? And I'm like, okay, I know what I need to do, but I don't want to freak them out. So here, hold the stones.
Yeah, exactly.
So then they're busy holding the stones, and there is energy in this, and it's very grounding because they're stones, they're from the earth. And I see, and we step into that place where we are one.
Right.
So I know what's going on with them because it's going on with me. And from this place I give, from this place I offer, from this place I receive because it's a human exchange. And I've had an amazing day. It's just been like, wow, life is good.
That's wonderful. You know,
Yeah.
I do angel therapy. So I've learned that, you know, when something comes in, you just have to go with it.
Yeah.
It's pretty much, it's kind of like Doreen Virtue will say, just blah, you know, just let it out. Don't go, is this right? Is this wrong? Just
Right.
go with it.
Right.
And yeah, it's a hard thing to learn, but
Well,
it
yeah,
is amazing
and you do
when it
such a
happens.
service to the person there when you
Exactly.
do allow and just be present. That's all. I mean, and that's all. That's probably the hardest thing to do. There's so many things come up, so many filters, so many fears, so many like, oh my God, they're seeing me and all my vulnerability and all my doubt, and it's like coming from the heart, seeing it from this place of compassion. Like, I feel that if I see it because it's me
Right.
that I'm seeing.
Right.
So we allow each other to see ourselves, and that is incredibly powerful and transformative. And you don't have to do anything except show up.
That's right. That's right. That's awesome. That's awesome. So it's been a good day for you today.
It's been a lovely day. I've had a lot of fun, and it's just been very relaxed. And met some amazing people and exchanged really special moments.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So, what advice would you have for anybody who's out there regarding coming and doing a reading? You pretty much gave it to them, but let's go a little
Well, what
further.
I'm finding with that shows up, not just in my readings, but in life, and with myself, is to take a conscious breath. All it takes is one conscious breath. And after that, there's another conscious breath. Or not. But that's okay. Keep doing that one conscious breath. It just, that's all. I don't even have to put words to it. That's it.
Good. Awesome. So, can I take a conscious breath?
Please do, so I can take one too.
Can I have a handful of rocks and take a conscious breath?
Yes.
Awesome. And we'll just see what's happening there. I have no fear.
You can use two hands if that feels good. Whatever feels good.
Oh, these feel good. I can feel them just going up my arm and into my shoulders and down my back. This is exactly what the doctor ordered. I've been so spacey since I got here because I haven't taken the time to ground myself.
Right.
So this is wonderful. Ooh.
Go even lower with the breath. Yeah. Let it go all the way into your feet. Into your little toes.
Oh yeah. Oh, wonderful.
Cool, you have beautiful eyes.
Oh, thank you.
Here, so pick one of these, and you can take that home.
Oh, thank you so much.
And that can be your grounding stone.
All right. Thank you so much, Giselle.
You're
This is
welcome.
wonderful. And many blessings to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, if anybody's, people will see this, but when somebody sees this and they're interested in what you do, how can they contact you?
They can go to my website. I am based in the Sedona area, and I do phone sessions, Skype sessions, and in-person sessions. And my website is www.sacredheartsanctuary.com. Please visit. I'd love to hear from you. Blessings.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Greetings, Silicon Valley Metaphysics. I'm Trish Metzner from Philadelphia, out here doing a mosaic project with my special friend Bear Cloud at his gallery, the Mystic Earth Gallery, here in beautiful Sedona, Arizona.
Hi, I'm here with Bear Cloud, and he's the owner of this beautiful gallery here, and he is the painter of this beautiful, wonderful painting. Can you tell us a little bit about that, Bear Cloud?
Yes, absolutely. One of the things that I do is I'm a seer and a vision seeker. All my paintings come from ceremonies and vision that I seek through these ceremonies.
Okay.
And it can take me up to a year to completely see a vision for a painting.
Wow.
And once that vision is complete, I'll sit down and paint it, and it takes me about a week to 6 weeks at that point. But I paint a part of my traditions and part of my natural traditional ways when I'm Niculitcheff by blood. And so a lot of the understanding here comes from the plains way of understanding.
Okay.
And so my paintings all tell a story. And in this one here, you see this spirit
Yes.
right here. He's reaching out and he's gifting out the way of the eagle spirit on this side. If you see this eagle.
Yes.
Okay.
Beautiful.
And it's a representation of the day, the coming of the sunrise, the coming of new vision for the new day. While this one over here is a symbol of night and offering out the understanding of the powers that sit on the four winds. Okay. Oh, excuse me.
Now the horses represent, I
Yeah.
understand they're the night, but
It has to do with the powers. In this case, it has to do with the powers that sit on the four directions of the four winds.
okay.
Okay. And also in here is what's called a hail color clown. It's a lightning spirit as a white buffalo. So,
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay.
now, originally when this vision began, I had seen this cloud formation had covered the top of the mountain.
Uh-huh.
And the wind blew it in such a way that it blew it closer down.
This looks like one of the mitts.
Yeah.
Okay.
This vision came from the local area of Sedona
Yeah.
and the mountain here. Although it very much resembles some of the mountains here, truly it's been changed because it was a product of a vision
Right.
instead of trying to replicate something specifically.
Uh-huh.
So my visions will shift and morph and move around some from the reality of a mountain might be.
Uh-huh.
You see what I mean? And so I painted strictly according to that. Now, when these visions began to produce or began to unfold over a period of a year, what happens is they'll shift and move, but I have the ability to hold on to that vision that entire time. But when I sit down to paint it,
Uh-huh.
I have to let that vision completely go.
Yeah.
And if I don't, then it becomes a very stagnant form into a vision.
Sure.
And so I free myself of the vision completely and let it unfold on the canvas as it's supposed to be.
Wow, this is spectacular.
Thank you.
Well, we've got the cicadas that are the men are trying to get their Saturday night date here,
Yes.
and they're interfering with our
They come in about this time of night, about the time the sun sets.
yeah.
They get this with their song. They're considered magical beings.
Yeah.
And but they definitely make a lot of noise, and so they're very special. They're very sacred, actually.
Oh,
And
wow.
they'll come and go. They'll come and go, and then see how their sound is faded out now. They'll come and go. They'll return here in a minute,
Wow.
and they'll stay until it gets dark, and then they'll stay. They begin when the rain begins.
Uh-huh.
The monsoon season begins, and then
Yeah.
they'll complete when the first frost comes.
Huh.
So, yeah.
So they're, yeah, all right. Now, I have a question for you. Speaking of power animals and sacred animals, we bought an antelope head today, an antelope skull.
Okay.
So what does the antelope signify in the power animal?
Well, in the native way of thinking, native way of understanding, a lot of animals carry a sacred understanding to them. And to even give out some of that understanding really is to reduce it to a finite understanding that would be more of its title than anything else, because it's actually an infinite understanding. It just keeps going depending on the situation that are involved in that spirit and how it crosses them paths.
Okay.
Different ways you can have them. I mean, a lot of times it can be understood as being an element of power, for example. but there's many ways to understand these relatives. And it also depends on what nation you're asking.
That's true.
There's 750 nations in North America,
that's true.
all of which have a different understanding, although it would be a common thread. So,
Okay, interesting.
But
Yeah.
I would say that you would be very connected to that spirit, and it'll speak to you and tell you what you need to hear about it.
Awesome. Now I know there's times where I've gone to work and, well, one particular time I was going to teach a seminar and a deer walked across the road and she stood there and she looked at me and we had this connection for a few seconds. And so I have pretty much claimed the deer as my animal. I love that.
Yeah.
So, and I've come to understand that it's kind of a gentle strength that a deer has.
Yeah, there's truth to that. And I wrote about the deer. It's funny that you asked about that one because that is one of the animals that I wrote about in my book, Seven Fires.
Oh,
And it was part of a journey that I was on where somebody had asked me about walking the road of the Earth Mother, how that is, and the right and wrongs that exist in that walk, and how people see that. And I explained, because I had crossed the pathway of the antler while we were out in the lake one day. I picked it up and I explained, you see how this antler goes all the way up? This is like the road of life. And you see how all of these others branch off? Those are different journeys that we could be taking on this road. So let me ask you, looking at each one of these antlers, which one would be the right road? Okay.
all right.
The truth is that they're all the same road, just different journeys of the same path of spirit. This is part of a journey.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love that. I love that. So if somebody wanted to see more of your paintings, do you have a website?
I have a website. It's I have a few websites actually.
Okay.
www.bearclawgallery.com is where you find my paintings.
Okay.
My new book, Seven Fires, is www.7fires.com.
Okay.
And then I have a non-profit. That's the reason why this gallery even exists.
Okay.
It's solely in support of a non-profit of mine called the Chameleon Project. I've been working on it for 2 years.
Okay.
That's www.chameleon-project.org.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for speaking with me.
Thank you.
All right. Many blessings.
Sedona.
Thank you. He has Brazilian shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
No, we're not
where
going to
were we? I totally. Yeah.
Oh,
Like
we were
some
talking about the war, but let's
Okay.
talk about your jewelry.
Okay, so it's all connected to the jewelry. Actually.
Oh, okay, good.
So the way that it works, that this monk, which was the Dalai Lama, was I looked in his eyes. There was one point that I looked in his eyes. I didn't know, it was 20 years ago. I didn't know he was the Dalai Lama, right? I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what is Buddhism. I didn't know what is a monk. I just knew that I need help.
Right.
And I couldn't name the help that I needed. I just needed pure help,
Right.
And then while I was looking in his eyes, I was able to see myself in his eyes.
Okay.
I didn't see the Dalai Lama. I just saw myself, and I saw love inside of me. I was like, oh my God, I'm actually gorgeous. I'm actually a good person. And it's not because anything I did. It's just because who I am. And it's kind of like it's before I could look at the world from here. So after the meeting with the Dalai Lama, suddenly I was like, oh my God, it's so amazing here, It was the first time in my life that I realized that the world is big, and I'm part of that bigness, and I'm able to do anything that I want. And then I was like, oh my God, what do I want to do? Because I don't want to be a general in the army.
Right.
I realized that already, because that's what makes me to be lost. So I was just wondering, and I realized that I love people, and I realized that I love stones, and I realized that I like ancient
symbols that have the essence of love inside of them. And I just felt like I need to combine all of them together, and that's what happened.
All right.
And then I truly believe that everything that we do is not really with a big effort, you know, it's really simple and beautiful, and that's what happened, you know, like and every piece basically means something, so you can just choose any of them and just I can just tell you what is this ring for, you know, or a pendant or whatever.
Wow.
Like the design that we made here is called the Gardener of Heaven. It's basically to remind us as humans that, like, first of all, if you look at us, like as humans, we're the only animal here in this planet that wear clothes.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like showing us in a way that we are not belong here completely.
Right.
We came from somewhere else.
Right.
Because if we were really a regular animal, we didn't need those clothes. We will just adapt ourselves to the nature, but not. We're star beings, you know?
Right.
So the reason why we're here is actually to help the planet, like to be like basically the gardeners of heaven, because this was heaven. And this is still heaven in some places, but we need to do some things to help that place to go back to heaven. You know?
Well, now if we think about Don Miguel Ruiz, he says that this is either our heaven or our hell.
You better choose good.
You better choose good.
Hallelujah. So Gardener of Heaven is choosing good.
Yes.
That's exactly, that's what we're talking about. So this ring is about choosing good, and it's also about it's okay to be confused.
Yeah.
Because basically, like, that feeling of not knowing is all right, you know, because God is in the not knowing. You know, nobody can really tell you and capture God here and say, okay, this is God, because it's not the way it works. Because nobody really know how to explain God in a certain way. It's feeling, you can't really express it outside. You can just say, I don't know, but I love it.
Right.
You know, I don't know what it is, but I feel good about it.
It's our own interpretation.
Yeah, so this ring is about that, you know.
Beautiful.
And it resonates with certain kind of people. It's really interesting too. The one at the interesting.
Okay.
This is a Roman coin from it's 1,200 years old.
Wow.
And this is about how when you heal yourself, you're not only healing yourself, you're healing also your ancestors too, because your essence is built from that. Like your how you say, your cells are something that is really ancient, and while you're healing you're healing them too. And not necessarily you will get their help. Sometimes you get resistance. Like sometimes maybe if I will be in a process of healing, my father will be like, hey, you look terrible, you know, like whatever, you know, but it's not, you don't really necessarily get the help because you're healing your ancestors, you're going to get their help. Sometimes you get resistance, but it's still the way it is. Not only you're healing your ancestors, you're healing your future generation, which is kind of amazing, you know, like the work that we do here is awesome.
Yeah.
You know, as long as, and the healing is not I'm a healer of another people.
Right.
I'm healer of me, and while I'm healing myself, maybe somebody else can enjoy that and get any kind of benefit out of it, which I'm not sure.
Exactly.
But I'm not really here to heal anybody else except myself.
That's right. And
that's a
until
good
we're
start.
healed, we can't do anything anyway.
Hallelujah.
Well, thank you so much.
Hallelujah.
You have a
Thank fabulous
collection.
Hallelujah.
And I love the stories behind them.
Well, yeah, this is what it is. That's the purpose, you know?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for speaking with us.
Oh, hallelujah. I'm loving to speak about this stuff, you know? It's my biggest pleasure.
And it was great to meet you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Many blessings.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.